What's up, everybody? I'm Brew.
And I'm Ray.
And we're
Brew and Ray.
And then today we have another My Hero video. Season 1, episode 2. And a lot of exciting stuff, a lot more information. A lot of the questions we had in the first video were answered in this. And just to rate the video right up top, I give it a 10 out of 10.
I definitely give it a 10 out of 10.
I don't know about you, like I was a little emotional just watching it. I ain't cried nothing like that, but you know.
It kind of touched your heart a little bit.
Yeah. So, okay, so from the beginning, it picks up where the last episode left off. When they were on top of the building and he asking All Might, you know, can someone like me without a quirk, someone without a quirk become a hero? And All Might turns around and he all of a sudden just gets skinny. Like you just see this steam coming up and then he's really small. I'm like,
really small.
I'm like, who is this? Right? Like I knew he was small, but like to physically see him or to like actually see how he's drawn.
He's very small.
Skinny. And he told him about how, or I'm guessing why he's that small. So maybe before he got smaller, but he wasn't like super skinny like that. So to me, it's like the injury that he got from 5 years ago fighting toxic something.
No, not that fight. He said this is another fight from 5 years ago that caused him to
not the dude that they chasing.
No.
From 5 years ago, his name was Toxic something.
No, he just said Toxic something was a fight from 2 years ago. He said this fight that I'm talking about was, I didn't want it to be public.
I don't know.
It's a fight from 5 years ago, not Toxic.
Okay, so a fight from 5 years ago, he got injured. And it damaged all his organs and he lost his whole stomach.
Your whole stomach?
How is he eating?
Probably not. That's probably
another reason why he's so small. And the blood, yeah. Okay, so so he's small. He's sitting there, and he kind of just goes into more detail. And Midoriya, on the other hand, why he's so small, he's just like, well, like where did All Might go? Like you can't be All Might. You're All Might.
Seriously?
Like. And I thought he was saying,
skinny.
Yeah, and I thought he was saying like, I thought All Might was finna say, yeah. So what do you think of me now?
Right, I thought he was finna say something like that too.
I guess he kind of did, but he was telling him, you know,
don't reveal like what you looking at. Don't reveal this on no blog, on no online. Right. You know, this between you and me.
Right. So All Might just straight up tell him, you know, look, kid. Without a superpower, it's hard. Heroes go out and they risk their lives every day, put their lives on line, saving the people, and it's not an easy job. It's a hard job, especially if you don't have a power, a quirk. So after that, Midoriya is like really, really bummed out at this point, and I kind of felt bad for him because it's like All Might.
Your hero that you looked up to, the reason why you said you wanted to become a hero.
Yes, he straight up telling you, you know, it's kind of hard without a power because this is not an easy job. You can be a police. He said that's a fine occupation, and because heroes pretty much just deliver the villains to their doorstep, and you know you get paid. I guess you ain't really recognized, but you know you still.
It's a fine occupation according to him, still.
Right, but then he still tells him it's not bad to dream. So okay, that leaves leeway for hope there, right? And meanwhile, while this is going on the other side of town, we find out that All Might drops the villain that he was chasing
in the bottle.
Yeah, in the little Coke bottle or whatever. And Kachi. At least that's what Midoriya calls him.
That's what we're gonna call him for now.
Right. So Kachi, him and his little minions, they on the other side of town, and his minions was like, you know, you really didn't have to do Midoriya like that.
Like y'all grew up when y'all like childhood friends.
Yeah, so you ain't really have to do him like that. He already don't got a power, and you steady picking on this man. Like, I mean, ease up on him at least a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, look, he wasting his time. He ain't got no quirk. He ain't got no power. Every time I look at him, it just makes me mad. I just want to punch him in the face or whatever. But they just like, you know, kind of just ease up. Let's get a change of pace going. Let's go to the arcade.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, he kicks this bottle that the villain was being held hostage, and he gets released. And the villain notices that Kachin has a great power.
Mm-hmm.
These explosions or whatever, and it shoots back to All Might. The villain obviously captures Kachin because he's trying to find a host body to get inside of, and you know, now finding this person who has
this powerful quirk according to everybody else.
Right, and I think he said something about something invisible, but I don't know. But at the same time, All Might is like, okay, let me get him to the police. And he looking in his pocket, he's like, oh, I don't have him. And he thinking back, you know, to where he may be or what could have happened. And it was at that point where Midoriya grabbed onto him and he went flying in the air. So at that point, somehow the bottle fell out of his pocket. Yeah, and ended up all the way on the other side of town away from where he was. So he's struggling to get there because he's skinny and he out of breath, and then the whole blood thing he got going on. Yeah. And going over there, Midoriya is like really beating himself up. Mm-hmm. And he hears the explosion also, and he's just like, you know what? Forget it.
I'm not going to even worry about it.
Yeah, I'm not. The top hero just told me this is hard without a power.
Yeah, so I guess I got to face reality and figure out.
And then he even telling himself, you know, like you knew this.
Mm-hmm.
You were intentionally looking away from reality so you can still feel like you had a chance to still become a hero when everyone is telling you you can't.
Exactly.
And even you started to kind of believe it at some point, you know, on a certain level, but you were still kind of holding out hope.
Until you heard this from All Might, and I guess that's what tipped him over the edge. It's like, well, I mean,
if he says it, then
yeah,
I guess I really can't.
Yeah.
But some kind of way, while Midoriya is walking home, I guess he's saying that he
unintentionally ended up right there where the chaos was heading.
Yeah,
he said out of force of habit, he ended up there.
Yeah, so he really wasn't paying attention. He was looking down, holding on to his notebook, and all of a sudden he looked up and it's like, oh, this is where the explosion was. Mm-hmm. All Might is also at this scene. When he gets there, he's like, oh, how did he get out? And then he thinks back and say, oh, when I grabbed onto All Might, I must have knocked the bottle out of his pocket or something, or it must have fell out. Yeah. This is my fault.
Yeah, so he's blaming himself.
Right, and they saying it's a high schooler caught. The villain got a high schooler caught. It ends up being Kachin. It ends up being Kachin, and they said this high schooler has been caught for a while now. He's like, man, like I can't imagine that, because within the first few seconds, I feel like I was finna die. Mm-hmm. So I can't imagine, you know, if this been going on for a while, you know, how strong is this guy? He's like, you know, just hold out hope, because all the superheroes that's there, you got the wood dude.
That's grabbing, you know, people and moving them out the way of the fire.
Some dude named Death Arms.
Yeah, who's trying to fight the little slimy guy.
Yeah, but he can't hold on to him. He can't grab him. He can't punch him. He punched him, but his arm started getting absorbed. Yeah. So he was like, you know, like, I can't do nothing.
Yeah, the other guy that's spraying water trying to die down the fire.
Mm-hmm. The rookie, Mount.
The chick, the big giant girl, she can't go through there because she like, I at least need 2 lanes. So I guess anything small, she can't. Well, it makes sense. Anything small, she just can't fit through. And if she tried it,
she her size though. So couldn't she have just shrunk down a little bit, or is it just she small or she big? Either way, And there's other heroes there that just can't do nothing with this guy because he can't grab him. And All Might just sitting back there grabbing onto his injury, and he just saying, you know, like I'm pathetic. Yeah, I'm very pathetic at this point. And Midoriya is just, he's sitting there like, man, this is my fault. And then you get the people in the crowd start saying, wasn't that the guy All Might was chasing earlier? Like, what is he doing?
Yeah,
where is he?
Where's All Might?
Yeah, like
at a time like this.
Yeah, so if All Might can't catch him, like what is really going on? Because the other heroes can't do nothing, and they even saying we need someone with a more suitable quirk.
Yeah, and apparently nobody has seen All Might in his skinny form, so he's there in the crowd listening to everybody say this. Like, where's All Might? What is he doing at a time like this?
Yeah,
and he's
so
like,
at the same time, All Might is thinking I'm pathetic. Midoriya is saying this is my fault, and I think Midoriya gets a glimpse of who is caught.
Because they said something about the kid again, and the villain like kind of turned to where you can see the kid.
And
like
he was also fighting his way back out.
And he was fighting his way back out, and that's when he made contact, like looking like, oh, that's Kacchan.
And out of nowhere, he just moves. I'm like, oh snap! Is he finna power up right here?
I thought he was too. I thought like something was finna like come out of him from deep within.
Yeah, but the whole time he running, he thinking to himself, why am I running? What am I finna do now? Like I ain't got no power. I ain't got no quirk. I can't do nothing against him. Yeah, why did I run out here? First off, but I don't know. My body just moved
on its own. Yeah,
it just moved on its own, and the villain was getting ready to swing towards him, and he just, I guess, like a perfect memory. He's like, what I'm finna do? And he said, page 25. And it had the wood do about stretching his arm to make it seem like, I guess, causing a diversion, and then you actually attempt to do something. So he running towards him, the villain swings to him, and he grabs the backpack. And he said, take this, and he actually hits him.
Hit him in the eye.
Yeah, so it distracts him a little bit, and then he just started clawing at the thing. I thought he was at least gonna grab Kacchan by his hair and try to pull him out of something. I'm like, you clawing at this man? He's liquid. You really
can't grab him. You can't do nothing.
Grab him and try and pull him out. But okay, anything works right now. And All Might sees him take off, and he's like, "You're here? Like, what are you doing?" And
all the heroes, as he's running out, they was like, "What are you doing?
Yeah,
Get
don't be
back.
an idiot.
Don't be an idiot."
And All Might is still just like, "Man, I'm pathetic. I'm pathetic." And he was getting mad and, you know, just feeling bad to himself, I'm guessing. He grabbed the little pole in front of him and started squeezing. I thought he was finna break it because we knew, we knew he was finna get ready to power up again. And seeing Midoriya run out there and put his life on the line like that, he just like, we also didn't mention that as far as his injury, All Might has a 3-hour time limit that he can fight crime during the day. So with him grabbing the pole, and we knew that he was getting ready to power up again, it's like he was either forcing himself to, okay, so it's like he's forcing himself to, or he can fight longer. It's just, 3 hours is like his max before the blood started coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe he still could go back into it if he wanted to, or like 3 hours and he really just done for the day. And it seemed like the second option. 3 hours and he done for the day. Yeah. Not that he can go back into it, but he forced his way back into his powerful form, All Might. And he pretty much goes and saves Midoriya right when the villain was getting ready to swing on him again. He saves him. He pretty much just, holding on to him, blocking Midoriya and the villain.
And pulled the kid out. Now,
he pulled him out while he punched him.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, he actually grabbed the kid.
Yeah, so he grabbed the kid. And all his moves so far got states in them. So we had the Texas punch, and then we had Detroit smash.
I didn't even realize
and
that.
And so the people that was around, because after he pretty much blew him away with a very powerful punch, he saved Kacchan. He saved Kacchan. He got Midoriya right here, and he just smiling, but he got blood. So much blood just started rushing out of him when he used that move.
And he didn't let it faze him whatsoever.
Yeah, he just stood there and he wiped his mouth off and stuff. And the people around, even the other heroes, they just sit up here like, it's raining. This man created clouds. Like, he can change the weather with just one punch from his right hand. Like, what kind of dude is this?
Yay,
like, and we know
yay.
he's the top hero, but like, really, what kind of hero is this guy?
And then as he was like pump up his fist, he kind of stumbled a little bit, but he recovered very quickly.
When he stumbled, I thought he was gonna stumble again, and Midori was just gonna kind of push him so he could stay balanced.
I thought when he stumbled, he was actually gonna stumble and fall, and then the crowd was just gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, is he okay?" Go into something like that.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Right. So when he was in his look after he punched him, and he was just kind of just sitting there before he stood up and stuff, because it started raining and it looked like smoke and stuff was coming off of him. I thought he was getting smaller.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is about to be bad. This is about to be very bad. Yeah. But he ended up holding his form, and he stayed up. He didn't fall back.
He even held it long enough to do interviews.
Yeah, he did interviews, and the whole time he's doing the interview, Midori is sitting there. He's getting
busted, yelled.
I mean, like, he getting the worst end of
from the heroes. That was suicide. That was the stupidest thing that you could have done. Why would you do that?
Like, don't do that. We have heroes. Just wait on them.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Y'all weren't moving fast enough, and y'all couldn't do nothing. At least I tried.
Right.
Get off my guy.
On the other hand, as he's getting fussed at,
Kacchan is getting praised
for being tough.
Yeah, and I didn't even see the hero. Well, I think I seen him, but he didn't do nothing while he was there. The hero that's telling us, oh, you have an amazing quirk. You have an amazing power. Oh, yeah. Man, when you become a pro, come to my agency. You can be a great sidekick. Sidekick? This man, he just showed you what he gonna be able to do.
Exactly.
And he's a kid, right? He's a high schooler right now. They said they juniors, right?
Yeah.
No. I think they said high schoolers.
Okay.
But I think they're
juniors. Yeah, they're juniors.
So he got another whole year in high school and still can train and stuff. So you already know he gonna be much better than you. You can be his sidekick.
I said he definitely don't seem like the type of person who would be a sidekick.
He don't be no sidekick. But when as he's getting praised, he still got a mad look on his face.
Yeah.
And it's because we know Midoriya helped him. It's like
you can read that. That was written all over his face.
Right. So you're like, why are you mad for? Because if they still praising you and fussing at him.
Exactly.
But the history between y'all two, which we still don't know too much about, but
like
you earlier just picked on him.
Exactly.
And now he kind of saved you, or he was at least willing to try.
Yeah, ain't nobody else came as close as he did.
Yeah, because even the Wood dude saved you $2 million, so they was out of the picture.
Exactly.
They didn't even attempt to come back in.
Exactly. He didn't even, like, all the torture and stuff that you put him through, he even thought about your life first versus you picking on him. That says a lot about him.
Yeah, like, I don't know what happened between them two growing up, but clearly, whatever power you got gave you the big head. He didn't have a power, so you feel like you couldn't hang with him. But even still, best friends come in different packages.
Exactly.
But on the way home, I don't really know how Midori is feeling right now. I think he's in a better mood because he attempted to help. But he was saying, like, oh, this was kind of my fault, but, at least everything turned out all right, I guess.
Yeah.
And then we get Kacchan running up on him. Hey, Midori, Deku, what he calls Midoriya. He running up on him. Hey, look.
I didn't ask for your help.
Yeah. I was fine all by myself. And then he said, you gonna, what he say, something like, I don't want you to feel like
I owe you anything.
Yeah.
Don't expect nothing, from me or anything. Like I owe you because
don't expect me to change.
I ain't asked for your help.
Yeah, I did this all by myself.
You got that?
Nerd. And then walked
out.
And how he walk is so funny. It's like a little turtle that's walking on 2 legs instead of, all 4 or whatever.
And it's funny because it's like, even from that, Midoriya was just like, basically in a nutshell, that's his way of kind of saying thank you.
Right. And
like he was like, okay, like I get what you're trying to say, but I know you got to be tough.
Right. And after that, he was saying, well, I mean, he is still right. What I did still changed nothing. Mm-hmm. All Might did the work. And then
All Might turns around.
All Might is here.
Look, that would have gave anybody a heart attack.
I'm telling you, All Might is just like Mike Guy. I'm telling you. Like,
that's why I know for a fact that I'm gonna get these names. I'm gonna be calling All Might Mike Guy, but you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm trying to say.
Right. So he comes out of nowhere, and I mean, he is just really, I mean, just enthusiastic. He's like, and this is also where we know that Midoriya wanted to apologize to All Might, but he was doing interviews.
Yes.
And he was like, I thought you were still doing interviews. He's like, that was a piece of cake.
It's easy to get away from him.
Because
he said, I'm All Might. Couldn't even finish his sentence.
Yeah, and then he all this blood just runs out of him. He just instantly got skinny. There wasn't no easing down. He just,
That'd be the second time I get scared.
Yeah.
First of all, you gonna catch me like that coming out the alley. And then on top of that, as soon as you talk, you just gonna bust out and get skinny and just blood. Like,
yeah, bruh. Like, are you not dying? Like, what's going on? I don't understand you right now. But he pretty much tells Midoriya, thanks to you, I was able to, get back into my form, because what I was telling you earlier about heroes not having a hard time, and this is a hard job, and other stuff like that. If it wasn't for you running out there, I would have never had the courage, because I'm sitting up here telling you something, but I'm not practicing what I'm preaching to you. So because of you, I was able to go ahead, suck it up, get back into my form, and, do what I said. Heroes risk their lives. And that's what I needed to do at this point. So he pretty much thanks him. And I think that was the end of the episode after he thanks him.
He told him, I just had it in my head. He told, what he tell him at the end, though? He said that you, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, so he was telling him, so all heroes, or all top heroes, have a story from when they were in high school. And it all starts with
their bodies moving before they get a chance to think about what they're doing. And he said, isn't that that's what you did, right? You had that moment, right?
Yeah, he said, you can relate to this, right? That was your moment then.
Yeah.
And Midoriya just goes back into a flashback when he was little. And he was saying, back then, Mom, all I really wanted you to say was...
dreams become a reality.
Yeah. But before that, All Might says... you can become a hero.
And that moment that was cool.
Like, I'm fired up for this. I'm really enjoying this.
And on top of that, at the end, he was like, oh, by the way, this is the story of how I became the greatest hero. I was like, man, you got me. I'm in. I'm in this. Like, and this is just the second episode, and I'm fired up like this. I really hope the rest of the season, the rest of the episodes is not disappointing, man. Because, like, these first 2 episodes, and you got me fired up like this, I mean... Yeah. Because what me and Brew were discussing once before, like, sidetrack, was My Hero reminds us of One Punch Man. Heroes. Right. It's just more serious with My Hero Academia.
Right.
And the story of bringing heroes into this academia world, the storyline already is amazing.
Yeah, and it's just 2 episodes in. We got a lot of information. It's still a whole lot we still need to know, but like just setting up the anime in 2 episodes, like amazing. So I mean, like we said, it reminds us of One Punch Man. But we can get a lot of different animes out of it. But it's on its own.
It is.
My Hero is great so far. It's cool. And I'm really looking forward to reviewing the next episode.
Yep. So, we'll catch you guys in the next episode. Make sure you leave your comments down in the comment section below. How do you like My Hero? And are we in for a treat for you guys who have, you know, either finished the series or still further ahead? Are we in for a big treat? So leave your comments down in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.